Yeah, so when we think about social determinants of health, and those are, the factors in which we live, work, and grow, but those are shaped by power, by resources, by money, and that distribution is not equal. And so that unequal distribution, among Flint and similar communities really had a lot to do with the fact that they were at higher risk of something like the water crisis to begin with, but then also suffering longer term and more significant repercussions as a result.
Why are children especially vulnerable to these consequences?
Yeah, so children and youth, but especially young children, are really vulnerable to, or among the most vulnerable to exposures, including environmental exposures like lead. And so children who live in those communities, not only do they have higher rates of exposure to those sorts of adverse events, but then they also have fewer resources to help remediate its effects. So they suffer the exposure, but then also have less available to them to help them recover.
Finances will be one of the bigger barriers, because it's in addition to things they were already managing. So say, for instance, if they already had a child with, say asthma or some other ailment, and then now there are issues with, the water that are causing other ailments with their child, they now have additional medical costs associated with, taking care of their children. So recruiting community members to take part in different focus groups or different events, just to make sure that they're included and that their voices are heard, is one way that the community has been included in those research efforts, and just to make sure that their thoughts and feelings and concerns are heard as the research is being developed.